Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm sharing with you my TBR Game rotating decks, where I have Uno cards help me pick my prompts to create part of my monthly TBR. So, May was interesting. I did do a little bit of finagling with my prompts, but I did end up fulfilling my prompts, or am going to have them done by the end of the month. Today, as I'm filming this, it is May 20th, so I do have a week and a half before the month ends. And so let me tell you how I have done for my prompts for May. In no particular order, I got Kindle First Reads, and for this one I had chosen to read Hide by Tracy Clark. This is the first in the Detective Harriet Foster thriller series. This was a Kindle First Reads, and I am actually listening to it on audiobook. The audiobook was only $1.99. And so I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about 30% done with it at this point. And so I am pretty sure I will be finishing it in the next week. So I have no qualms about that one. That will be done before the month is over. For holiday, I just needed to read something that had a holiday in it. And I had said that I was going to read a particular thing in the TBR video last month, but I decided to change my mind. And I ended up reading Rainbow Days, Volume 1 by Minami Mizuno. This is published by Viz, rated older teen. At the beginning of this volume, they're going through preparation for Christmas. And then Christmas also passes in this volume. And so, yeah, Christmas is a holiday. And so I thought that would be great. And then the last prompt would be international. And so for this one, I just had to read something that was either translated into English or takes place in a different country other than the United States. And so for this one, I said I was going to read The World After the Fall. This is illustrated by Undead Gamja, original story by Sing and Song, and adapted by S. Seinen. This one is published by Issei Press, rated teen. This I did read, and it actually is translated from Korean and takes place in Korea. So that is great for that. And so I really only have the Detective Harriet Foster mystery to finish before the end of the month. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to have an issue finishing that in the next few days. So it's good to be done with all of my prompts for that. Before I let you go, I do want to let you know what I'm planning for the month of June. So the Manga Pride Readathon is back for June, and I will be participating again. There is a bingo board. I will link the Instagram post down in the description box below, because I'm not quite sure that there's an announcement video yet. At least there isn't one at the time of my filming this, but if there's one by the time this video goes live, I will link it down in the description box below. But the Manga Pride Readathon is being hosted by my friends Bizarre Individual, Dynamic Dylan, and It's Rachel. And it's basically a readathon where we read LGBTQIA plus manga. There is a bingo board, like I said. I typically don't read to the bingo board. I typically just pull out what I want to read that will fit the readathon and then try to plug it in on the bingo board as I go. So I don't actually have a lot planned for the Manga Pride Readathon, but I am going to be participating, and so you should be seeing a lot of LGBTQIA plus manga in my Jesus 19 diaries and possibly on my Instagram and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to it. The Manga Pride Readathon is always a great time, and I always do at least a couple buddy reads with my friend Bizarre Individual, so we're trying to work that out right now, and so that's going to be great. Other than that, I don't really have any other plans besides trying to fit something in for my Year in Eldia route for the Year in Eldia readathon, year-long readathon thing. I haven't actually even looked at what the prompt is supposed to be. So if I have something here that will fit the prompt that I'm going for, I will put a little notation down here for you to see. But yeah, that's pretty much all the plans that I have. I do also have a possible other buddy read, but I'll talk about that when we start getting into what I will actually be reading after the gameplay. So without further ado, let me flip you over to June's gameplay, and I will be back with you after to share with you what I have chosen for the prompts. So here is the setup for June's round of rotating decks. As I mentioned in the previous round, we were going to switch the deck out for June, and because June is Pride Month, I went with the Pride deck. Now, the poll is still open for you to help me choose the next deck, but we will not be changing decks until August because July is Shark Week and I'd like to use the Shark Week deck for July. So continue to vote for whatever deck you'd like to see in August. You can vote as many times as you would like, and I will choose the highest voted deck to use on our game for August. So, without further ado, let's get into June's round of rotating decks. As per usual, I have already shuffled the deck, so I'm going to have my daughter come over and cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what's on the top of this deck. Okay, the deck has been cut. I'm going to move the deck just a little bit so that we have some room. We're going to do this a little bit differently this month because the whole point of using the Pride deck is to use the Pride deck. If we get a wild, I will not be changing the deck mid-game, but I will go ahead and do whatever the prompt is attached to that wild. So, we will be pulling 3 cards as per usual, and let's get this game started. First card is, that's a green 7. And our prompt is random number generator. So that just means I need to go onto my Goodreads and do a random number generator on my want to read list. Our next card is a skip. So that means I do not have to choose anything for that card. Let me go ahead and just slide that under there. That is awesome. And our last card is, that is a red 6. And the prompt is another random number generator. So I guess I'm not going to have much choice in this month's selections. This should be interesting. So I've got 2 random number generator prompts. So let me go do that and we'll see what comes up. So that will conclude this month's game. This should be interesting, so I'll be right back to share with you those random number generated selections. Okay, well that was interesting and a little bit scary if I'm honest. So let's see what we got. So the first card I pulled was a green 7, and for this one it brought me random number generator. So I just basically had to go to my to read list on Goodreads, do a random number generator, and then choose the book that was on the number picked by the random number generator. So the first number that came up was 235. And so 235, as you can see from the picture, was number 5 in a series, which I can't read number 5 in a series because I haven't read number 1. But if you look right above it, number 1 in the series was right there. So the book that I will be reading for the first selection is When Death Comes Stealing by Valerie Wilson Wesley. This is a Tamar Hale mystery. This, I don't believe it is a cozy mystery because we are following a private investigator in this one. But this has been one that I've had on a TBR before and I just didn't get to it. In fact, I believe it was on one of my March Mystery Madness TBRs one year or another. But like I said, we're following a private investigator in this one. I believe her ex-husband comes to her asking for help because 2 of his sons has been murdered or died under suspicious circumstances, and he'd like to have her look into it and see what she can find out. And she also has a son with this man, so now it's kind of like, is her son in danger? So she's kind of looking into it. That's my understanding of what happens in here. I don't know much else, but it sounds interesting, and it's been on my shelf for a while. You can see, like I said, on the picture it says I bought it in 2012, so it's about time I got around to this one. So I'm really looking forward to that. Nice to have more mysteries on my plate. The next card I pulled was a skip, which thankfully means that I do not need to read anything for that, so that is great. But then my last card was a red 6, and for that I was given another random number generator. I don't know how likely that is. I mean, I do have a random number generator card in every deck that I have, just because, you know, I kind of want to get my TBR or to read list down, but I never expected that I'd have 2 random number generators in one game. But here we are, we have 2, and so the second number that was randomly generated was 1487, and so for this one, the selection was A Case of Need by Michael Crichton. So I do actually have this book somewhere. I cannot find it though. It is not with the rest of my Michael Crichton books, so I do not know where it is at this time, but I know I have access to it from my library. And so if I can't find it, I will end up borrowing a copy from the library, but this is a medical thriller. I also know that this was written in the 1960s, so I'm feeling a little bit apprehensive about this one because I foresee a lot of the terms and things that happen in this book are going to be outdated, and there might be some sexism and maybe racism, and so yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm apprehensive, like I said. I'm hoping this one will be okay. I typically enjoy Michael Crichton's books, but this one is giving me a little bit of a feeling that I might not enjoy it. So we'll see. I will definitely be trying it at least. And if it's not for me, I'll DNF it, but I do want to give it a try. And so, yeah, that is the other book that my game has chosen for me. So, besides that, I do have other things that I will be reading for the month of June. I do run the Monochrome Manga Club, which is an in-real-life manga club that I host at the local Barnes & Noble. We read 2 first-in-a-series reads, and we're doing 2 series reads for the club. So, our first-in-a-series reads will be Volume 1 of Sotis. This is art by Kay, original story by Bittersweet. This is published by Yen Press, rated older teen. This is a Thai BL manga. I'm not sure what they call graphic novels that are Thai, but for now I'll just use manga. And this is about, I believe, a university setting in the engineering department, and there's hazing. And these 2 characters on the cover kind of strike odds with each other. And one of them is like the master hazer or something, and the other one is the underclassman that comes in and basically tells him, I'm going to make you my wife. That's exactly what it says on the back of this cover. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm especially looking forward to it because it's a Thai BL story, and it's not something that I'm really familiar with, the Thai names or how things are in that country. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how all of that works and reading this one. And so that is the first volume 1. The second volume 1 is Yuri is My Job, volume 1. This is by Mimon, published by Kodansha, rated teen. This is a GL story about a picture-perfect high school princess who accidentally injures a cafe manager. And so to kind of make up for hurting her, she takes some shifts at this cafe. Cafe is based on a all-girls private school, and they cater to their customers as such. And our 2 characters here on the cover, I think, start having feelings for each other. At least one of them on the back says she can feel tension brewing as she finds out more about her new job and her budding feelings. So I'm looking forward to this. I've had this one on my shelf for a while, just haven't gotten around to reading it. So I'm really looking forward to getting into that one with my Manga Club members as well. So those are our two first in a series reads. We will also be finishing a series which is Erased by Kei Sanbei. This is published by Yen Press, rated teen. So this is not really the conclusion of the story. The story concluded in volume 4, but this is some extra stuff the mangaka wanted to share with us. And I believe it's focused mostly on characters outside of the main one that we followed throughout the first 4 omnibuses. So I'm really looking forward to this. It is only 1 volume though. So yes, after this one we will be done with that series. And since we finished Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba in May, we are starting a new series, and as voted on by my Manga Club members, we will be reading Fullmetal Alchemist volumes 1 through 3 by Hiromu Arakawa. This one's published by Viz, rated teen. I'm sure you all know what Fullmetal Alchemist is about. We follow our 2 brothers here on the cover who do something they're not supposed to do, and in trying to fix it, they start looking for the Philosopher's Stone and have a bunch of adventures. So I have already watched both anime adaptations of this. I really enjoyed it. I have also read the 3-in-1 edition before as well, with the Monochrome Manga Club members way back when we first started the club, and have always meant to continue but never did because I only like to have one long series on my plate at a time, and since I'm reading Bleach currently, I didn't want to start another one. But they wanted to read this one. By voting, this one came out to be the one with the highest number of votes. So we will be reading the entirety of Fullmetal Alchemist, 3 volumes a month, starting in June. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty familiar with this story, but I'm really looking forward to seeing maybe some differences and seeing the art, style and some of the things like that. And so yes, I'm really looking forward to this as well. So other than that, I do believe I have another buddy read that is planned. I'll need to confirm, but Amy from A-Star Reads and I have been talking about buddy reading this for months, and I'm pretty sure we decided that June was going to be the month. So I will need to confirm with her, but I anticipate that we will be reading The House of Earth and Blood, the first book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. This I don't really know much about. All I know is that there is a murder mystery going on, there is a fallen angel, and there are demons. And that's all. I've never read anything by Sarah J. Maas before. This is an advanced reader's copy. It's 800 pages. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this and seeing what Amy thinks of it as well. Like I said, I do still need to confirm that with her, but this is definitely something that is going to take a good chunk of time, I think, considering the size. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Murder mystery and demons and fallen angels sounds just like the type of thing that I'm in the mood for at the moment. So yes, really looking forward to that one. And also finally trying out something from Sarah J. Maas, because she's been somebody that's been talked about a lot on BookTube, and I just have not tried any of her series, even though I do have some of them. Just haven't read them yet because of the hype. But I'm looking forward to diving into this and discussing it with Amy, and I'll be doing the Manga Pride Readathon and just picking and choosing LGBTQIA+ manga off my shelves during the month. I'll be buddy reading a couple of titles with my friend Bizarre Individual. It's going to be a great time. So that's pretty much everything that I have for you today. Let me know down in the comments below if you will be participating in the Manga Pride Readathon, and if you have plans to read anything in particular. I'd love to know that as well. Also, let me know what else you might be reading for the month of June. Even if you aren't participating in the Manga Pride Readathon, I'd really love to know. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a moon, crescent moon, or some kind of sky type emoji down in the comments below. That would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.